Hello, grade 3, it's Mr. Yahya, and today we're going to start working on lesson 20, and we'll start with our grammar. So, here in lesson 20, let's all open to page 58. Okay, and today we're going to talk about adverbs, okay? So, what is an adverb? Well, words that describe verbs are called adverbs, okay? And most adverbs tell what, how, and end in ly. For example, let's take a look over here. Lynn happily went skating. What's the verb here? Went. Which word describes went? Happily. It describes how Lynn went skating. Did she go skating sadly? Happily? Did she go rarely? It can even tell us when sometimes, not just how. So, Lynn happily went skating. So, happily here describes what? Describes the verb went. Another example. The skaters moved smoothly across the ice. So, our verb here is moved, and the adverb is smoothly. It describes the verb moved. So sometimes the adverb can come before the verb or after the verb, okay? So, let's take a look at the questions over here and do them together. So number 1, it says here, write the adverb that tells about the underlying verb in each sentence. So here they underline the verb and they're looking for the adverb that describes it. So here, number 1, they tied their laces tightly. So which word here is the adverb? Well, the verb is tied. Which word describes it? Tightly. It shows us how they tied their laces. Okay, so we're going to say page 57, right? And we have number 1, we said is the word tightly. Okay? Tightly describes the verb tied. Excellent. Okay, number 2. Lynn and Lamont moved cautiously at first. The verb here is moved. Which word describes how they moved? Cautiously, with lots of care, right? So cautiously here is the adverb that describes the verb moved. Number 2, we're going to say cautiously. Alrighty, excellent. Okay, let's go to number 3. Lamont watched the skaters carefully. The verb here is watched, and which word is the adverb that describes watched? Yes, carefully. How did he watch it? He watched the skaters carefully. So we're going to choose carefully for number 3. Excellent. Okay, let's go to number 4. Then he skated effortlessly around the rink. The verb is skated, and how did he skate? He skated effortlessly. So we're going to choose effortlessly as our adverb for the verb skated. Okay, let's go to number 5. Proudly, Lynn spun on the ice. So spun is the verb, and how did she spin? She spun proudly. So the adverb is the word proudly. Okay, let's go to number 6. Lynn's lace broke unexpectedly. How did it break? Unexpectedly. So our adverb is unexpectedly. Great job. Alright, let's go to number 7. Slowly she moved to a bench. So moved is the verb and the adverb is slowly. Great job. So we're going to say slowly. Okay, number 8. Last one over here on this page. She arrived at the bench safely. So the verb is arrived. How did she arrive? She arrived safely. So we're going to say safely is our adverb in this sentence. And you guys notice that all these words have what at the end? They have ly, right? ly. More lys. So, not all adverbs have ly at the end, but most of them do. Yes, a lot of adverbs have ly at the end, but not all of them. But usually if a word has ly at the end, then it is what? An adverb, okay? Some adverbs do not have ly, and we'll take that right now with some other examples of adverbs. But here we were talking about adverbs that tell how an action happens, okay? Let's move on. Okay, let's move on to page 59. So that was page 58 before. Now let's move on to page 59. And here in page 59, we're going to talk about adverbs that tell where and when. So adverbs can tell how an action happens. They can also tell where and when something happens. Adverbs can come before or after the verbs they describe, just like we took before, right? Let's see the examples. The scientists flew there in an airplane. Okay? There, here is an adverb that tells us where they flew, right? Then they cleaned the airplane. Then is an adverb that tells us when they cleaned the airplane. Did they clean it before, now? No, then. So after they did something, they cleaned it, right? So here, there was an adverb of where, and then was an adverb of when, right? So not all adverbs have ly. So let's answer these questions. It says write the adverb that tells about each underlying verb. Then write where or when to show how each adverb describes the verb. Okay? So, it's too snowy to leave tonight. Okay? So, the verb here is leave, right? Which verb here describes to leave? Yes, tonight. Tonight is an adverb that describes when to leave, right? So we're going to say number 1 is tonight. And that's an adverb of when or where? Yep. It's an adverb of when. Great job. Okay, let's go to number 2. First, we will make a shelter. So the verb here is make. Which word here describes make? The word first. First is an adverb that tells when they will make, right? So we're going to say first. And is first an adverb of when or where? It's an adverb of when. Very good. Excellent. Okay, let's go to number 3. Then we will drink hot chocolate. The verb is drink. What's the adverb? Then. Then tells us what? When, right? So we have then, and it tells us when. Great job. Okay, let's go to number 4. We can build a shelter there. The verb here is build. What's the adverb? There. There tells us where they can build, right? So, there. And it's an adverb of what? When or where? Excellent. Yes, where. Great job. Okay, let's move on to number 5. We will ride snowmobiles tomorrow. So the verb here is ride, and what's the adverb? Tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow is an adverb that tells us when they will ride, right? So we got tomorrow, and that's an adverb of when. Excellent, great job. Let's keep on doing this. Number 6, we can skate nearby. Verb is skate, and the adverb is, yep, nearby. It tells us where they can skate, right? So we're going to say nearby is the adverb, and it tells us where, right? Okay. We've got number 7 now. They hiked away, but then they came back. So we have here the underlined verb is hiked. Which word here describes hiked? Away, right? Then here describes what? Came. So, then is an adverb for came, but the adverb for hiked is away. Okay, and it tells us where. They hiked away, right? Over there. So say away. And that's an adverb of where. Great job. Number 8 quickly. The iceberg lies ahead. The verb is lies, and the adverb is ahead. Great job, yes. And does ahead tell us when or where? It tells us where. Great job. Okay, so that's page 59. Let's move on. Yeah, and here we have an exercise on adverbs, okay? This here will be your homework for today. It says write the adverbs that tell how the underlying verb happened, okay? The airplane noisily landed on the runway. The verb here is landed. What's the adverb that describes it? Noisily, right? Okay, and do the rest on your own. And here, write the adverb that describes the underlying verb. Then write where or when to show how each adverb describes the verb. First, we showed the scientists their rooms. So showed is the verb. Which word describes it first? And it tells us where or when. It tells us when. Hey, do the rest on your own as well, okay? So if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And next session, I will upload the answers for our homework so you can correct it for yourselves, okay? So enjoy the rest of your day, and bye-bye.